provided here is this particular is nothing but the flow, right? How we have worked so far. So lexical analysis we did, syntax semantic analysis we did. Now we are into intermediate code generation part. Now post that we have code optimization, and post that we are going to have a target code generation, right? So these are the phases, those are we are going to work with. But in this intermediate code generation part, which is a significant part, because we understand that syntax and semantic is not now correct. Now we will see the order of evaluation, how it is being evaluated, and how it is to be simplified with respect to the grammar. Okay, so this is what exactly the things are for us. So let us try to understand these simple concepts. Those are available here. So let us start discussion on syntax directed translation. Now we know that this syntax directed translation is actually a scheme where all your grammar symbols are associated with attributes, right? So syntax directed translation is a scheme where where grammar symbols are associated with attributes. I'll give you an example with associated with attributes. Okay, so these attributes, then if they are associated with attributes, what is the significance of attribute, or how these attributes, or what is the need of these attributes? See, these attributes are help programming language constructs, right? This will help us, this attributes helps us in program understanding programming language constructs, programming language constructs understanding. This helps us in understanding of programming language construct. And more importantly, these attributes are being evaluated through a semantic rules. These attributes are evaluated through semantic rules. These attributes are evaluated through the semantic rules. So within with the time we'll have an example, you'll come to know how exactly it is. But important thing is that each grammar symbol is associated with the attributes. These grammar symbols are usually associated with the attributes. Okay, so these are associated with the attributes. Just a minute, something going wrong. Okay, these are associated with the attributes. Okay, so so we will be going with those attributes here. What exactly those attributes are, that we will see. But there are two kinds of attributes that we'll see, like, okay, how it is being there. Okay, but like the benefit of these semantic rules, which are evaluated through semantic rules, and these semantic rules are particularly helps us in generating the intermediate code. Right, so as I said that, okay, we have gone for lexical analysis, syntax and semantic analysis, and then we have gone for intermediate code generation. Further, we will be going for code optimization, target code generation. So this semantic rule helps us in generating helps us in generating intermediate code. So that is IR representation, intermediate code representation. So IR representation, it means intermediate representation. It is helping us in intermediate representation. Similarly, uh, it puts additional information into symbol tables, right? Particularly like types. So means whatever the symbol that lexical analyzer generates, syntax and semantic analyzer checks. So it will add add some additional information into a symbol table. This will helps us. This helps us in adding mm, adding some additional information about uh, attributes into symbol table. Okay, this will help us in adding that. Particularly that information is like about type checking. Now by type checking I mean like when you write a type of data types, particularly like whether it is an object type assignment or a value type uh, assignment or any redirection as such. uh, so that kind of informations it is going to uh, place, and it will check that. Okay, and more importantly, as I said, that in case of syntax directed translations, key pointers are that that grammar symbols are being associated with attributes. Attribute helps us in understanding programming constructs. They are evaluated, as I said, that they are evaluated by the rules, semantic rules. So semantic rules helps us in understanding intermediate representation. It helps us in adding additional information into a symbol table. It helps in us into a type checking, as well as these attributes. Then question comes like, okay, what kind of information does this attributes holds? So this attribute holds anything, right? Attribute holds anything. Okay. But okay, like this is like very bold statement. It holds anything. It holds anything means what? Anything, any kind of data it holds, right? Any kind of uh, data it will hold, right? So it means that you can think of, as I said, for type checking, different types, like object is one of the type, value is one of the type. At the same time, like it may go with to be very specific, it may go with the string, it may go with numbers, uh, it may go with the memory location. As I said, it is redirections, but it is memory location, or it may go with any complex records as such. Okay, so it may hold this kind of information. So attribute is holding this particular information. So in case of a syntax directed translation, you need to understand this. These are the key pointers. So let me here let you know the key pointers. Uh, Key pointers here. What are those key pointers? First is you may have grammar, which is associated with attributes. Grammar, which is associated with attribute. This is associated with attributes, right? So this is important. So we call that attributes, particularly with grammar with semantic rules, particularly. So here you can write that in case of syntax directed translation, when it is associated with attributed rules, so means what? When in short, when a grammar plus semantic rule is equals to syntax directed translations. Okay, a grammar with the semantic rule. Semantic rule like means what? What is the meaning of that particular grammar representation, right? So that is what we are trying to go ahead. Okay, so this is really very important. So grammar which is associated with grammar in which the attributes are associated, and you are going ahead with this, right? So attribute first is this, and second important issue key pointer which you have is attribute, right? Second is attribute. So this attribute helps us in understanding programming construct. It is evaluated through semantic rules. So when we have a grammar and semantic rule, we will go for SDT, that is syntax directed translation. This is important. And what are the essential terms with the semantic rules? So attribute, then we have a semantic rules, right? So semantic rules, these are the important aspects with the semantic rules, that it helps in generating intermediate code representation. It adds additional information into a symbol table. This additional information is helping us into particularly type checking. So type checking is like data type checking. We know that data type is like either it's a primitive data type or non-primitive data type. If it is non-primitive data type, it must be an object type, then value type of assignment or any redirection, memory location, references, right? All that things comes, right? And particularly when it is represented into a semantic rule, the attribute holds any information. So it may be it is representing that it will hold any kind of data, right? So particularly string, number, memory location, or any complex records, it will uh, store.